Most people are going to lose money in the next 6 months. And the worst part is they won't even see it coming. They'll feel fine right up until the moment they don't. Then they'll panic, make one rushed decision, and pay for it for years. This is not a fear video. I'm not here to scare you out of investing. The opposite, actually. Because a small group will come through the next 6 months richer than they started. Not because they're smarter. Because they avoided the handful of mistakes that quietly drain everyone else. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what those mistakes are. And the fourth one is the one almost nobody catches in time. Let me show you why this keeps happening. Money is rarely lost in a dramatic crash. It's lost in small, ordinary decisions that feel completely reasonable at the time. The person who loses money usually thinks they're being careful. That's what makes these mistakes so dangerous. They don't feel like mistakes. They feel like common sense. Think about the last big financial downturn. The headlines blamed the market. But most people who actually lost money weren't wiped out by the market itself. They were wiped out by how they reacted to it. The market recovered. Their decisions didn't. That's the pattern. Every single time. The market goes down and comes back up. The damage comes from what people do in between. So leave a like if you want to be in that group. Let's get into it. The first mistake is keeping too much money sitting in a regular bank account. This feels safe. It is the opposite of safe. Picture $1,000 in a standard savings account. The bank pays you almost nothing, maybe a few dollars a year. Meanwhile, prices rise around 3% every year. So your $1,000 quietly loses $30 of buying power. You earned $5 and lost $30. You're down $25 without spending a cent. Now scale that up. $10,000 sitting still for 10 years loses thousands in real value. The money looks the same in the app. It buys less every single year. To be clear, you do need some cash. An emergency cushion is essential. And we'll get to that. The mistake is leaving everything there. Money you won't need for years should be working, not melting. The bank isn't protecting that money. It's slowly shrinking it while you feel responsible. The second mistake is panic selling at exactly the wrong moment. This is the big one. This is where most real losses happen. When the market drops, your brain treats it like danger. It screams at you to get out, to stop the pain. So people sell. They lock in the loss. Then they sit in cash, too scared to get back in. And they miss the recovery that almost always follows. A teacher I came across did this in early 2020. He had $40,000 invested. The market dropped hard. He panicked and sold everything near the bottom. Within 5 months, the market had fully recovered. His $40,000 would have been whole again. Instead, he sat out, afraid, and bought back in much higher. That one emotional decision cost him close to $15,000. He didn't lose it to the market. He lost it to his own fear. Here's the part that stings. On paper, he understood the rules. He knew you're supposed to hold through a dip. But knowing and doing are different things when your account is bleeding red. Fear doesn't care what you know. That's why the people who survive downturns aren't the smartest. They're the ones who decided in advance not to look and not to touch. The decision has to be made before the panic, not during it. The third mistake is chasing whatever went up the most recently. People see a stock or a coin that tripled, and they pile in. The problem is simple. By the time everyone is talking about it, the easy money is already gone. You're buying the top. A nurse I spoke with put $8,000 into a hot stock. She'd watched it climb for months. She bought in right as it peaked. Everyone around her was buying too. That should have been the warning. Within weeks, it dropped by half. She didn't research the company. She didn't understand what it did. She just saw a number going up and didn't want to miss out. That feeling has a name. It's the fear of missing out. It's one of the most expensive emotions in investing. It tricks you into thinking the crowd knows something you don't. Usually the crowd is just the last wave of buyers before the fall. By the time a winner is obvious to everyone, the real gains are gone. They went to the people who were early and quiet. Chasing the winner is how you become the person holding the bag when it falls. The fourth mistake is the one I promised you. It's the sneakiest of them all. It's having no cash cushion when life happens. Here's how it destroys people quietly. You're fully invested. Everything looks great. Then your car breaks down. Or you lose hours at work, or a medical bill lands. You have no emergency fund, so you're forced to sell your investments to cover it. And life's emergencies have terrible timing. They tend to hit when the market is already down, so you sell at a loss. at the worst possible moment, just to pay a bill. The investment was never the problem. The missing cushion was. People think a cash buffer is lazy money doing nothing. It's actually the thing that protects every other dollar you own. Without it, one bad week can undo years of patient investing. The fifth mistake is paying fees you never notice. This one is invisible, which is why it's so costly. Many funds and accounts charge a small yearly percentage. It sounds tiny, 1 or 2%, but run that over decades, and it eats an enormous share of your final wealth. 2% a year can quietly swallow a third of your lifetime returns. A man I came across had his money in a managed fund charging high fees. His neighbour used a simple, low-cost index fund. Same market, same time period. After 20 years, the neighbour had tens of thousands more, purely from lower fees. They both invested. One just kept more of what he earned. Check what you're paying. Most people have no idea, and that ignorance is exactly what the fees rely on. The sixth mistake is trying to time the perfect moment. People wait for the dip, they wait for certainty. They wait for the news to feel safe. And while they wait, the market keeps climbing without them. Here's the brutal truth. Nobody can time the market consistently. Not the professionals, not the billionaires, not the loud voices online. Consider what waiting actually costs. Studies looked at investors who missed just the 10 best market days over decades. Their final returns were cut roughly in half. And those best days often come right after the scariest drops. So the person who flees the panic also misses the rebound. The people who do best aren't the ones who guess right. They're the ones who invest steadily, every month, no matter what. Waiting for the perfect moment is itself a decision. And it's usually the wrong one. Time in the market beats timing the market, every single time. The seventh mistake is borrowing to buy things that lose value. This is how ordinary people stay trapped. They finance a new car. They run up cards on things that vanish. Meanwhile, they pay interest on every dollar. The wealthy borrow too, but they borrow for things that grow or pay them back. The difference is everything. One kind of debt builds you up. The other quietly bleeds you for years. Picture two people who each borrow $30,000. One buys a new car that's worth half as much in a few years. The other buys an asset that pays them income every month. Same loan, same interest. One person is poorer for it, the other is richer. The debt didn't decide their fate. What they bought with it did. Every month you pay interest on a depreciating thing, your money works against you. Flip that, and your money starts working for you instead. So let's bring this together. None of these mistakes feel like mistakes in the moment. The idle cash feels safe, the panic sell feels smart, the hot stock feels like opportunity. That's exactly why they catch so many people. But you've just seen all 7. Picture yourself 6 months from now. The headlines are ugly. People around you are making every one of these moves in a panic. And you're calm because you saw them coming. You kept your cushion. You stayed invested. You ignored the noise. That version of you isn't lucky. They were just prepared. Now you are too. Here's what to do tonight. First, build even a small emergency cushion. Then you're never forced to sell at the wrong time. Second, set your investing to run automatically so emotion never touches it. Third, check the fees you're paying right now. Don't wait for the next drop to learn these lessons the hard way. The time to prepare is before the storm, not during it. Watch the next video on screen about why holding cash can quietly make you richer, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming.